Thank you. It's 1980, August the 4th. I got home. My mother is lying down on the floor. She's not well. I'd been at a boarding school for 2 months. So I was excited to go home and tell my mother all about what I learned. But that was all dampened when I found her lying on the floor. She couldn't move. She couldn't do anything. I knelt down and said, "Mom, what's the problem?" She couldn't talk. I didn't know what to do. Whether to scream, whether to shout, but there was nobody there. A voice said to me, "Calm down." And she's just asked for a cup of water, a glass of water. And it was hard for her to even lift up her head. I had to help her and help her drink. Then she put her head down. And after that, there was hardly any water in the tin. And it was about 2.5 kilometers away where we used to get water. Without even taking my uniform, I rushed, took the tin, rushed to the river to get some water. Came home, started cooking because I had 4 siblings, and my younger brothers and 1 sister. They needed feeding. My mother needed feeding. I had to be there. Anyway, my name is Serena Chisha. I'm an author. I'm a cancer survivor, which means lymphoma stage 4. I am a public speaker. I'm a wellness coach, transformational coach. Life wasn't easy when I was growing up. My mother was a teacher, but she gave up her job to look after the children after having 3 children. And out of those 3, she added 6 more children. So she ended up having 9. And she had no choice but to look after us. She was a teacher, I remember. But she couldn't continue with her teaching. My father was so funny. He had, man. He had his own, abuses. Women abusing my mother. But still, my mother stuck. She stayed there. And what did he do to me? I thought men were special. Because my mother was there staying at home, she wasn't working. My father was working, he was a teacher as well. But my mother didn't have to work. She was looked after. And I thought that was great. So when I was growing up, I thought, the only thing I want to do is getting married. I want to be married, that's the best thing, because my mother, my queen, doesn't have to worry. I didn't know what was eating her. That she couldn't give her kids what she wanted. So I said I got home. After 2 weeks, my mother passed on. She went to the hospital and she never came back. And the thing she said to me, look after my children. She had 3 young brothers who were under me and 1 sister. And that became my passion, that baton to look after my children, my siblings. As if it's not enough. That end of the year, my father remarried. My mother passed on 1980 in August. The following year, my father was married. He had a baby, with his wife. I'm a woman, imagine how I felt. And so it's like I was so angry inside. I said, I'm not going to stand that. No man is going to treat me like that. But anyway, I got married. Because I thought I was going to take my siblings and stay with them so that I could protect them. Yes, I got married. My husband, he had his own culture. He had his own people. So it didn't happen. I had to, sometimes when they say, if you are stuck in a storm, in the middle of an ocean, it's just the 2 of you. There's no food. Water, you can say, okay, we can just drink from the ocean because what can we do? We don't have any choice. But after 5 days, of you as a woman saying to the men, come on, you wanted us to come. You said it's going to be fun. I want food. I want warmth. And the guy is crying. but nothing happens. It's just the same like in a relationship. Because I didn't have love for myself. In my relationship, I know a lot of us women, sometimes we stuck, like my mother, she had 9 kids, she was stuck at home. She didn't have a choice because she didn't give herself a choice. I was there in the relationship. It wasn't working for me. But what could I do? I was afraid of going because where could I go? This guy didn't want me to go to school. He found me doing a course. He said, oh no, I want a wife who was an accountant and he was a financial manager. He was everything. I was just like following him, just being drawn around. I didn't have a life. Then one day I just thought, no, enough is enough. I can't even look after my siblings because he doesn't want, he has his own family coming to me. So what's the point? Why am I stuck here? One morning I said to him, please, can you divorce me? That was a shock. But I had to say yes because I was going mentally disturbed. I would wake up, go to the kitchen, and I thought, why am I in the kitchen? I couldn't remember. I forget that I was hungry. I would go back to my bedroom, sleep again, another 2 hours, I'd go back and say, oh, that time I wanted to eat something. Because I was a woman. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know I was strong. I didn't know I was powerful. But the day I said, please, divorce me, that gave me power. I was free. We went together to the magistrate. And I said, please give me. This guy, the clerk says, where do we send the summons? I said, no worry, sir, I'm here. Give it to me. That guy was surprised. How can you come together? I said, no, I'm coming together. So now, my life is like, okay, when I divorced, I'm going to remove all that. My mother told me to do that. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen. This is the shelling. I was removing all that, taking off that, because it was, like drawing me down. I wasn't free. I wasn't free. I removed everything. I thought, no, I'm free. I want to be free. I'm a woman. Now I could wear trousers. I was not allowed to wear trousers. I wasn't, because I was a woman. One time my father went out and he says, can you dress properly so that we can go out? Because I was wearing your trousers. Women, we were controlled. Now we've got freedom. I didn't continue with my profession because my husband says, I don't want somebody who is going to work. I want a woman I can look after. I can afford to look after you. Let's look after our children. And I said, yes. I will do that for my children, for my husband, because I loved him. But the day I just decided to say, no, I'm worthy. I'm more than this. Why should I allow myself to be stuck in there and live a life of misery? I wasn't growing. I tried to start a business because my father had a business. I used to run that. So I said, okay, let me open a shop. Let me sell some vegetables. He would come after that money and say, yes, you can't. You can't have an account of your own. He got me, I had an account, but and I hid the card, found me out. And he says, no, my wife doesn't keep a card. He kept his money there. I didn't have any penny. I couldn't look after my mother's children. So, 2002, I decided to say, I left in 1992. And I became a teacher, I became what? Then I left Zimbabwe. I come from Zimbabwe, by the way. and then I just said, okay, I'm going to leave. I had 95 pounds in my pocket. I had begged from people to give me money to buy the ticket. Please, can you help me? I want to change my life. I want to change my children's life. I want to help more people. But even my own close family, they didn't want to. They'll say, oh, if she goes or if she doesn't go, how will we get the money? But God is good. I really am here because I knew I'm worthy. I'm worthy. Every woman is worthy. Every woman has got the right to say, I'm free. I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be stuck in one position. Yes, things come around. I had cancer 2014. Even cancer couldn't take me away. Like Chef D was saying, food was my medicine. Food healed me. That's why I became a health coach. I wanted to share with you, all you beautiful souls, to say, yes, you have it. You're powerful. Yes, you're worthy of every fight. Fight for you, for your kids. I think we can conquer the world as women. Because everything starts with the women. The kids, we groom them. It's the women. The house we clean, the food we cook. So I'm telling you, I'm just encouraging you. You. You're powerful. Do you know that?
Yes.
You are powerful. You can only take it and say, yes, I can do this. I'm powerful. What can stop you? I know now it's like, okay, I remarried 3 years ago. And my husband says, no, why are you wearing that trousers? You can't wear. I said, what? That's again. I'm free. So, guys, we are free.
Well done, Selena. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Selena. That was wonderful. Another round of applause, please, guys, for Selena. Thank you. Oh, that was good. We were wondering where you were going to go with that then. Woo! Go on, girlfriend. Okay, so our next speaker up on the stage, we have the lovely Nikki Sekon, who is going to come again and share a part of her story. I seem louder. So I am just going to introduce Nikki. Nikki is a managing director of her own successful lifestyle business. She is also a Reiki practitioner, a healer, Drew yoga teacher and a life coach. Nikki is living a life of purpose and gratitude, empowering and healing others. And Nikki, if you would like to come up and join me on stage here. I love it, that's it. Round of applause, guys. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darcy. You're welcome. It is such a joy to be with you all here today on International Women's Day. Thank you so much. So my name is Nikki Sekon. I am the Managing Director of locum.co.uk. I'm one of the directors whereby we wanted to create a business that was a lifestyle business, not just for ourselves, but for our staff as well. At the centre of what we do, we work in recruitment of GPs, but the centre of everything that we do, care and compassion, is the way we deliver services to our clients, to our candidates, but also the way in which we look after all of our colleagues. We wanted to, well, personally, I wanted to create this sort of lifestyle business was because when I say a lifestyle business, we are not killing ourselves trying to earn a living. We love what we do and we add value to other people. However, I work part-time and I have full-time income, and that's the same for all of our staff. So when they've completed a certain amount of time with us, everybody works part-time and they still get a full-time income. This allowed me to progress with my passion on the side, which is offering well-being to companies, and in particular on a voluntary basis, to those services that are delivering a lot of support and care to service users, and they take on so much anxiety and stress and depression themselves because of everything that they're trying to deliver to others. And it empowers me in such a way, and it makes me feel so grateful to be able to help those people relieve a lot of the stresses and pressures that they feel. And it fulfills me in a way that my career does too. I absolutely love my job and I couldn't see myself doing anything else. But I also absolutely love giving back to others. So if there are any NGOs or any companies here that aren't turning over a profit, this particular public sector, if anyone wants to book in a free wellbeing day for their staff, please contact me. I'll offer 3 slots for first people that come and speak to me. But certainly I wasn't the person that I am today. And as I was younger, I had a lot of anxieties. Growing up, I had a fantastic childhood. However, I saw a lot of conflict around me. I saw a lot of arguments. And as parents, we don't think about our children observing what's going on around them. We're not observing, we are constantly absorbing. We are absorbing so much, and even to today, so much anxiety and stress media telling us what our lives should look like. You know, when I was at school, I was never the pretty one, I wasn't good enough, or the little things that we pick up, it forms who we are, and it continues to form us today, the things that we see and experience. But how do we shift from that? When I was younger, part of my anxieties, I was a huge worrier. I used to worry about every problem my family ever had. I always thought I could fix everything. I would worry about any person I met, and I used to think, right, how can I help them? I can solve this in some way. But it was detrimental to me because my anxiety levels were so high and no one would ever have known it. And if I think back to the person that I was, there was a key moment in my life. I was about 14, and my dad, who was the most amazing person you'd ever meet, he was so selfless, he had a nervous breakdown. And when I was about 17, there was other things happening in my family, and I was so worried, and I was sobbing my heart out, and I was crying, and I was thinking, how do I fix this? You know, it was quite a moment, and I was crying and crying. I don't know whether I cried so many tears, and I had no many more tears to cry. I was overcome with this feeling of peace, and I thought to myself, Nikki, why are you worrying? What in your life have you never got through? What in your life do you never overcome? And this isn't taking lightly a lot of grief and trauma that people experience in their life, but every day we get up, and every day we fight, and every day we overcome so much. And as women especially, we don't celebrate everything we overcome, and we take it for granted. Now, I had a lot of negative self-talk, but when I had that moment, I was overcome with such peace. I just felt so protected, and I just knew that I don't need to worry anymore. I'm always going to get through everything, and actually I'm really, really blessed. And, you know, as I was also younger, I grew up in this generation. My parents were sort of first generation in the UK, and they were learning how to get accustomed to life here, and they were very afraid of the freedoms that they might give me. And it came from a protected, love-centred place. But, you know, when I wanted to cut my hair, or when I wanted to start to go out for dinners or holidays, it's very much, no, you wait until you get married. And when you get married, you know, you're going to start to live your life. And you wait until you're 18, you wait until you're 21, and you were constantly told you had to wait. We all grew up with Disney, and, you know, Disney tells us Prince Charming's going to come in and he's going to sweep you off your feet. And you think, right, I am going to start living my life when I meet this incredible man who's going to come in and sweep me off my feet. And Bollywood was even worse. You know, God help us with Bollywood. And now you've got social media and everybody telling you have to wait to begin your life, but it's rubbish. We begin life every day. Every day we get to choose how we want to lead our life, and if there's an area of your life you're not happy with. But actually, there was the first lesson of realising that we are all always protected. And no matter what we might go through in life, no matter how hard it might be, you might not see how you're going to get through it, but you will. And you are far stronger than you could possibly imagine. And then my second sort of realisation came that I wasn't going to wait for Prince Charming anymore. You know, I felt very blessed on where I was in life. And, you know, if I talk to people and I ask them, if you can think about all the people in your life that you love, you know, how blessed we are, think about everyone that you love, and if you do it for just a second, you know, and you think about even your pets, that everybody that is dear to you in your life, how far on your list do you come? Are you at the top? Are you on your list at all? And isn't that crazy? When we think about love, we think about how much we love everyone else, but what about ourselves? When do we start loving ourselves unconditionally? Everybody has got to stop being their own worst critic. We criticise ourselves so much, and we do not celebrate just how incredible we are. Every single one of you are so beautiful. Nobody gets to live your life. You are you for a reason, and you should be so proud and so happy to be who you are. And, you know, if somebody says to me, you know, I'm trying to find out who I am, who is going to tell you who you are? The conditioning you had as a child? The conditioning you had and everything you were absorbing growing up, telling you you're not good enough? You decide who you are every day, and any day that might be a bad day, you get a new day. Every day you get to choose what choices you want to make. Now, if I asked you to describe what you love about yourself, it's such a hard question. Why is it such a hard question? If I asked you, what do you love about the people that are most important to you in your life, then you would give me a long list. But why can't you give me a list about you? Isn't that crazy? You step up for yourself like no one else in this world will. You come every day bringing the best version of you, but you cannot tell me what you love about yourself. It's insane we're not thinking about this. It's insane we're not having this conversation. You are the most remarkable person you will meet in your life, and you don't know what you love about yourself. You know? And if I was to ask you, okay, tell me what you love about the person that's most important to you in life, you'd tell me straight away. But if I asked you, what's your opinion of me? You met me 5-6 minutes ago. You would tell me your first impression of me, but you still can't tell me about yourself. So when we go away today, I want you to have this conversation with, a fellow lady, and ask them, and tell them, I love this about me, and ask them what they love about themselves. Because we should be having these conversations. How do you recognise your dreams? How do you live your dreams if you don't even value and believe in yourself? If you don't love yourself to the extent that you are there at the top of your list? And, we have to celebrate everything we've come through. You've got to recognise how powerful you are. Every single person in here, your past doesn't dictate where you are heading. And if you want a beautiful life and a beautiful, future, somebody, when I was, talking to my friends that I was going to come along and do this talk today, they asked me, well, Nikki, what do you love about yourself? Because it is sometimes hard to think about, to give an example. And something that I do love about myself, is I have a very positive attitude, but I was never that person before. My positivity, how much I believe in life. And I come from a place where I feel so protected, and that's why I feel so positive, because I don't need to worry. God has got me. My angels have got me. Everything, every day that I might face, I will overcome. And every single person has that. And then my second thing is I have a lot of gratitude in every day. I don't take for granted the journey I've been on, and I feel so blessed that every day it's a natural reaction because I've practiced it so much, and you will too.
Each other. Supporting each other. iDesign, as I mentioned before, has a special offer for any women entrepreneurs who'd like to get their websites done. Sam's here in the room, and the only guy apart from Abby and Ian at the back. So if you want to have a chat with him, he'll be able to give you more details about how that may work. We are going to have a big group picture here with all the stall holders towards the end, and everybody else as well, and some of them would go into print media as well. We love print media. Traditional ways are the best sometimes. I absolutely adore looking at pictures from all the work we do in newspapers and magazines. It gives you some sort of that oomph feeling. Yeah. So we will be going into media, and we will be sharing it online as well. And I do want to give a big shout to Abby here, who's been videoing us and taking pictures, recording it all for us. He has always been very supportive of the work that we do, and he has travelled long sometimes to be with us, to give us this support, and it's always good to know that you can rely upon someone like Abby. So a big round of applause for him as well, please. Thank you. And I want to give a big shout to our little attendees here. A little toddler, she was here, there at the back over there, and a little tiny baby here who's come to join us today. So thank you, mums, who brought them here. It's really lovely to see them. And I just wanted to say one last thing before I forget that. I come from a background of all that many women experience. Like Nikki said, she was lost and she did not know who she was, what she wanted. Like Selena said, she was restricted, she could not express herself. Like Louisa said earlier, that we really need to start to believe in ourselves, like who we actually are. And Daksha's healthy options. And I mean, I was always a bit plump and, that chubby child in the family. And in Indian cultural setups, that's not considered beauty, right? So, the story has been logged in a book called Rich Man's Rich Daughter. The first edition was called Rich Man's Poor Daughter, because that's how I felt. And the narrative has changed, and I am launching my book on the 26th of March. So if any of you lovely ladies would like to attend that, Tina again is the person to speak to, and she will let you know how that would work. So it's going to happen here at the same place. So if you'd like to be a part of that, please let us know. And we cannot wait to hear from Shaz, who Daz is going to introduce.
Yeah, well, actually, come on, Shaz.
Shaz! Okay, I'm sure she's going to blow us away. Shaz, please.
Well, happy International Women's Day to all of you. The way I read my poems is based on what I usually hear the speakers say. And today, a lot of you lovely women said certain things that made me think, I know exactly what poems I'm going to read out. There is one in particular that I'm going to read out for the first time today, as I wrote it actually in the car park this morning. I'm from Wolverhampton, so as I was driving up, and since the last few days, there's been a lot of thoughts in my mind. And the car park here of the Rock Church was the place that I ended up finding the real words. Okay, so I hope you like it. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, keep it to yourself. I am ready to break the bias. I'm different, but content. Accept me. I'm not wrong because I challenge the way I was conditioned to think, behave and live. I'm not wrong because I listened to the silent screams of my soul that said, when will I be freed from the shackles of oppression of, but you are a woman, so you shouldn't. Yes, I am a woman. I'm one of the flowers in the garden of beautiful flowers that is allowed to grow as strong and tall as it wants to. I'm a woman of the many seasons that brings colour, warmth and cold with it. Don't discriminate against me because I am a woman. As I'm ready to challenge your bias. I'm ready to not just tell you but show you that the massive world out there will look really small once I go out into it and do my thing. I will fall, but my determination will pick me back up, and I will be ready to roar. I am ready to challenge your bias. Are you ready to accept the challenge to drop your bias? Thank you. This one again, I wrote actually on a motorway service station, and it's about the women in my life. The women in my life, soft, weak or frail, or strong, compassionate and powerful. The women in my life. They are the ones who find joy in seeing the beautiful rainbows. They are the ones that smile seeing a newborn. They are the ones that cry for the loss of humanity and are ready to fight to set things to right. The women in my life. They are the ones that comfort others in a thunderstorm despite being scared themselves. They are the ones that are up all night despite being really tired themselves. They are the ones that will guide you even when they are lost themselves. The women in my life. They are the ones that I reach out to for guidance and support. They are the ones that see my struggle of trying to find myself. They are the ones that have my back. The women in my life. They are housewives, shopkeepers, teachers, pharmacists or social workers. And despite being professionals, they are mothers, sisters, daughters, good friends, and so much more. Are they soft, weak or frail? Or are they strong, compassionate and beautiful? They are the women in my life. before you have called her strong, intelligent, and self-sufficient is a weakness. A weakness you have. All you saw what she was born with. That's not something to be proud of. A woman takes pride in something she has achieved herself. She is beautiful for achieving that. She's beautiful for achieving what she wanted to achieve. If you can't see that beauty, then that is your weakness, not hers. A few years back, I started a job with a charity, and I met some lovely women there, and within a few weeks we ended up becoming really, really good friends. And it just showed me that how different cultures, different people can actually become one unit. And this was something I wrote in the pandemic and shared with all my sisters. We are sisters, born from different mothers, yet woven with the same material called love, compassion and kindness. So somewhere along the paths, our ways had to meet. Yeah, very small, but... Okay, my last one is about not just women, but men and people in general, human beings in general. Tell yourself this 1,000 times while you're walking, while you're talking, while you're stopping, while you're standing, while you're sitting, while you're eating, while you're awake, and even while you are sleeping. You are beautiful. While looking in the mirror, while laughing, while crying, while screaming with joy, tell yourself 1,000 times. While seeing yourself in someone else's eyes, without thinking, what is that person thinking about me? Say it to yourself, that you are beautiful. Before using that whitening cream, before applying that mascara, before using that lipstick, before putting on those heavy earrings, before getting into that 2 inches too tight dress, let your whole persona tell you that you are beautiful. And even when it feels like a lie, feels like you aren't perfect, feels like everyone else is better, even then, keep on telling yourself, you are beautiful. Keep on saying it, say it. Let those words come out of your mouth, to hit your ears, to lift your cheeks to form that smile, to make you stand tall, to make everyone else see it in your eyes, to make the lines on your forehead disappear. Say it until your own soul starts saying those words. You are beautiful. And if ever someone is trying to tell you anything else, is trying to put you down, is trying to teach you about the perfect body shape, that if you're slim, you're too slim, that if you're big, you're too big, that if you're small, you're too small, or that if you're tall, you're just too tall. That your skin would glow if you use this mask, or that your skin is too oily, so why don't you use that mask? Even then, tell yourself that you are beautiful. Words like that are said to us every day, in advertisements, on billboards, even in our surroundings. Even then, tell yourself that you are beautiful. You are beautiful because you are you, just you, and that makes you beautiful. So if nobody's told you this today, I'm telling you, you are beautiful. So say it to yourself all the time. Say it 100 times. No, say it 1,000 times. Say it 1,000,000 times. Come on, say it. I'm beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, I'd just like to say thank you to Ritu and Koshali UK. I'll see all of you for inviting me. I think it's such a fantastic day to have International Women's Day, to actually celebrate each other, to see what we can achieve together and how we can actually hit ideas off each other. And it's just so fantastic to actually see how far we've come, but it also reminds us of how far we've still got to go to actually be able to make our place out there in society, be equal to men, whether that be pay-wise or other things, make them realise that actually we can do the things just as well as they can, and it should be recognised, or even better, as one of my sisters shouted out there. So everybody's going to be celebrating, hopefully, International Women's Day today, but this year round, we've not just got International Women's Day, we've got International Women's Month. So March is our month. So ladies, let's celebrate ourselves and let's make others celebrate us. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, inspiring words, Shaz. Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, guys. Well, that wraps it up as far as the speakers and the entertainment goes for today. So all we have now is time to chat, get to know